Hey, well, today's the daily sprint. We're coming at you in front of our tomato garden. Pretty cool. Check these bad boys out. It's the green one. Green one's not very ripe. Anyway, hey, today I wanted to talk to you about leveling up in the 5 F's and letting go of the excuses that you tell yourself. So, number one, have you ever said, I don't have the time? Oh man, I'm constantly busy. I used to do that. I used to say how busy I was. Like it was like this ego thing. Like, hey man, how you doing? Oh, I'm just crazy busy, everything going on. Like it's this red badge of courage. And then I found out like how much that turned people off. They're like, nobody wants to be around the busy bee. And then I started seeing like all the successful people, they were never busy. They were extremely productive. But I'd call the successful people in my life and they'd be like, hey, I'm on the golf course. Hey, I'm doing this. Hey, or hey, they're just available. It's crazy. So I had to differentiate between productive or busy. So if you're saying like, I don't have the time to, get around people that have what you want, that have the time to. Another big one is I was in conversation with someone and they're like, oh, I don't do the cold messaging in my business, man. People just come to me and I'm like, oh, no way. They just come to you and hire you. That's, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I literally, in my mind, I was like a little bit envious. And then I'm like, hey man, you want to go grab a bite to eat? And they're like, finance is a little bit tight, man. I just don't have the money. I'm like, you just got done saying, so you don't want to cold message people and they're coming to you with okay, that strategy must not be working very well. And I get it. I was not a big fan when I first started opening health clubs. I was not a fan of knocking on doors. Why was I not a fan on that? Ego. People would reject you. People would say no. But guess what? I'm more of a fan, or I'm less of a fan of saying I don't have the money than I am saying, you know what? I'm gonna offer my product or service. There's a chance that it might be I might get rejected, but if that's what I need to do to get myself out there, that's what I'm going to do. How about number 3? How about family? Have you ever said, hey, yeah, my husband and I, we just don't got time for intimacy, or, we're intimate, once a month, that's good enough. No, that is good enough if you're wanting to get on the boat ride, the rowboat to divorce. So get around people who are like, once a month, we are intimate once an hour. We're full of intimacy for each other. Don't let that be an excuse, because here's the thing, either get your marriage life growing or it will start dying, okay? Fulfillment would be another one. If you're just like, oh man, you come home from work drained and you're like, I just don't feel like I'm making a difference. Fulfillment is a huge one. Start a side hustle. Start something small that gives you fulfillment, something that you love doing. There's always a right path and a left path. And I like what Robert Frost said. He said, hey, I took the path, or he said, 2 roads diverged in Yellowwood, and I took the path less traveled. I took the path of no excuses. I took the path of anti-blame. I took the path of full ownership. And that has made all the difference. You can plant those seeds to have exactly what you want. You can never use the phrase, I don't have the money, I don't have the time. It is what it is with our intimate life. You can get those phrases eradicated if you take that path less traveled. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at the next Daily Sprint.